Stays with me. It's not owned by anyone. I've been in the toy industry for about 10 years. All the cameras on, everyone on YouTube, want this everywhere. Yeah, please post this. It's funny, some years people are told they can't record stuff, but that usually happens at Comic-Con. Welcome to Jakks Pacific. Whoa. Welcome to Jakks Pacific. I know I'm traveling with a cold. 2015 New York Toy Fair collector event. We are so excited to be here for you guys. This is really, I gotta tell you, the room you're in here, this is bigger than the actual Jakks gallery. That's how important the collectors are to us. We brought out so much product to show you guys, our complete lines. We got boys, we got girls, we got toddler, we got adult collector. Adult collector is a huge, huge part of Jakks. We built our foundation on that with a little brand you might know as WWE. Now, while we don't make WWE toys anymore, you knew us as a toy company that was very dedicated to the collector, and that hasn't stopped. When you've got brands like Godzilla and Minions and Star Wars and Ninja Turtles, and we just announced the worldwide rights master license to the Warcraft movie coming out in March 2016. We've got the world rights to Nintendo for the entire brand, not just one game, but for the very first time, the entire world of Nintendo under one hub. We're talking Link, we're talking Mario, we're talking Excitebike. I mean, we're talking everything under one roof finally for Nintendo. We've got Disney Fairies, we've got Elsa, we've got Anna, we've got all the princesses. Very, very exciting times to be a toy fan, a parent, a collector. I will walk you through what you see in the room here. I am available for the rest of the day as well as tomorrow if anyone would like to do kind of one-on-ones, other walkthroughs. We have some coffee, we have some noshes in the back. Please help yourself. Please fill up on them because it's still early. It's 9 o'clock in the morning on a freezing Saturday, Valentine's Day here in New York. Obviously, you know where my heart lies because here's Valentine's Day and I'm with what I really love, toys. Don't tell my wife. Okay. She's probably going to watch this and kill me. Okay. But I love all of you guys. I love being here. But you didn't come here just to see my pretty face. You came here to see the pretty toys that we have here. So I'll kind of walk you through going around the room in a horseshoe what we have here, and then I'd be more than happy to take any of your questions. And again, if you want to do one-on-one reviews, discussions, here all day tomorrow. New York Toy Fair happens once a year, ladies and gentlemen, and Jakks Pacific is here for you. So, walking through our world of Nintendo, I hinted at this earlier, this is the very first time that Nintendo has allowed the entire world to be under one license. Previously, you got a little piecemeal, you got a little Link here, a little Mario there, a little Metroid here. Jakks is so excited that we have the entire world of Nintendo license for global rights. And you can see we've got it in vehicles, we have it in figures, we have it in plush. Have you seen those 8-bit plush figures? Those are amazing. We have a couple different scales of action figures. I apologize that we weren't able to get all the models here, but we're going to make sure we have them posted online on jakks.com very shortly. Some of the latest and greatest got overnighted. They may show up in about 15 minutes. Usually happens with shows like this. But what we do have out is our 3 action figure lines. We have our mini lines, the 1-inch. That's where you're going to be able to buy your entire world of Nintendo. It's going to have the most variety. These are 1-inch figures sold in 3-packs as well as in play sets that all connect together. So you can actually build out those levels you sat and played in 1985 sitting in your pajamas in your parents' living room with your Max and your Advantage controllers. Up from that, we have our 2.5-inch. Those are available both mainline in blister cards, as well as they're going to be sold at check lane at stores like Walmart in those new awesome white packages. And those figures are going to have chase characters such as the, looks like it's an invisible Mario, but it's really, it's still a work in progress. It's super powered up invincible Mario when he flashes, when he has the star. So he'll be the chase figure as part of that check lane program. Those are going to have limited articulation, a focus on kind of A and B list characters, but a great way to buy into the world of Nintendo. And the smaller characters in that 2.5-inch world, like your Goombas and your Shy Guys, those are going to be compatible to our next wave, our next scale, which is 4-inch. Our 4-inch Nintendo line, that is the core of Nintendo. That's where you're going to get all of your main characters, your Marios, your Warios. I think we only have 2 out there right now in the 4-inch, but there's a huge selection with more characters coming. Luigi, Seamus, Link, lots and lots of characters in the 4-inch. which is the same sort of overarching brand as the 6-inch. So you see two of our new 6-inch figures out there, the Metroid and Gandalf in his pre-Gandalf mode, as well as Bowser. You can also find the giant gorilla of the Nintendo world, Donkey Kong, out in stores now. The 6-inch and 4-inch are really one world. Really, think of it kind of as a deluxe execution and a basic, which the 4-inch being basic and the 6-inch being deluxe, but they are in scale to each other, and that was very important to us because we know how much collectors want to be able to display all of their figures together, which is why even the 2.5-inch Shy Guys are going to work with the 4-inch Mario, who's going to work with the 6-inch Bowser. We're very, very conscious of this, and while not every figure is 100%, right now we're working forward to make sure all the figures going forward are going to be in that correct scale. Very, very important, which is why you see them in two different assortments, 4-inch and 6-inch. The Metroid is really amazing. If you haven't had a chance to take that, he's articulated on all of his tusks. He's got an amazing, squishy, clear dome. It's one of those figures I think we've always wanted that's just never been done by any company before. Up from that, we have our Jakks Giant 20-inch figures. You've got two variants of Mario that we're revealing here at the show, Fireball Mario and Gold Mario, as well as for the first time ever, our 20-inch Link, who comes with both his shield and his Hyrule sword, as well as a sheath that attaches to his back. Those are going to be on shelf in the next coming months as we continue to build out that large-scale big fig that Jakks is becoming so well known for. The last lineup is our plush. So not only do we have our basic plush figures, but this year, 2015, is the 30th anniversary of the Nintendo Entertainment System. Who had a Nintendo when you were, 7 years old, sitting there? Yeah, I cannot imagine the hours I logged on this thing. So we are coming out with 8-bit plush versions of some of the most popular characters from that world, not only in the plush. While we don't have them here today, we are going to be producing 4-inch 8-bit figures of popular characters like Mario, Luigi, Link, and Donkey Kong, rendered in that really cool 8-bit style as action figures. So you'll see those very soon. I'm sure we'll have them on display at Comic-Con this summer. But the 8-bit is really a way of celebrating that 30th anniversary of a brand we love so much that we probably spent more time playing Nintendo than we did watching movies back then. And it's time we celebrated that with the action figures we've all been expecting and deserve. So that's our world of Nintendo. I'll do questions at the end. I'll kind of keep walking through. Next to that, Warcraft. Now we're talking the movie, theatrical Warcraft from Legendary Pictures, distributed by Universal. It's coming out in March 2016. The film that lets you join the Horde, join the Alliance. You get to choose. We're talking orcs, we're talking humans, we're talking elves, everything. We have global rights to this franchise, and you are going to see action figures in various scales. You're going to see the core figures that we all know and expect, like 6-inch. You're going to see what Jakks does like no other company, our large-scale 20-inch. You're going to see orcs and humans with an amazing amount of deco and detail and accessories. Well, we don't have all of the Warcraft figures to show you quite yet. It is a 2016 film. I think come San Diego Comic-Con, we'll be able to start to bring some of these out. Some of the designs were previewed at BlizzCon last fall, and they look amazing. This film is going to, I think, just sneak up on everyone. Warcraft has something like 90 million active players. It's got a huge built-in audience. It's going to be a lot like one of those properties that mainstream America knows about, but when the movie comes along and our figures hit shelf, these are the toys you're gonna want on your desk. It's all going to be very, very adult collector-oriented. We know that giant orcs that, run around destroying things and Alliance that swoop down on griffins, while kids may be into it, we're definitely, of all the lines you see in the room, that is going to be the most adult collector-centric. Not as much kid stuff in that one, very, very adult. Not that kids can't play with them. Ninja Turtles, talk about kids, 48-inch Michelangelo. That is probably the ultimate kid toy that we have in this room. And that's going to lead us right into our large-scale Jakks Giant figures. So let me kind of introduce what we're talking about here. With the large-scale Jakks figures, we have 3 different scales. You've seen them probably for a couple of years, but we're going to be expanding this line like never before. It started off with 31-inch figures a couple of years ago to see how they worked at retail. We had some Star Wars, we had some Batman and Superman, and they sold phenomenal. From that, we launched some 20-inch figures. The 20-inch figures are really positioned as the everyday value figure. We want Jakks 20-inch figures to really become the new gold standard in action figure play. For moms, dads, kids, you cannot get more value than a Jakks 20-inch figure. I mean, honestly, let's call it like it is. A 3 3/4 inch figure these days is hitting about $12.99, $15.99. A 6-inch figure, we're talking 20. You're not going to find one for less than $20, which is the same price as our 20-inch figures. You're getting huge amount of value here. And then up from our 31-inch, that's your ultimate gift. Having that figure, your Stormtrooper, your Power Rangers, your DC Heroes at 31 inches, you have that in your man cave, you have that in your kid's playroom, you have that in your office. There is no way somebody leaves that room without commenting on that toy. At 31 inches for $30, again, ultimate gift and ultimate value here. And then that brings me back to that giant turtle you see there. The colossal scale of Jakks large figures. 48 inches of Ninja Turtle as well as Sith Lord that we're going to get to in a moment. You cannot get bigger and more value from a toy than that. Basically, when you're talking about a 48-inch figure, you're really talking about my action figure, my roommate. You're probably replacing an end table or a lamp with this thing. It's not something you're going to drag to grandmother's house, but it's something that's going to be displayed in your room, in your kid's room, in your man cave, and it's the ultimate expression of your love for these characters. All of the 48-inch figures feature some kind of, shall we say, play value. For example, Michelangelo there, his shell pops out, and it stores nunchucks, or you can store all your other Ninja Turtles, or all sorts of things inside. We'll get to Darth Vader, but just since we're talking 48, he's going to be a room guard with a little electronic feature that you can set for Galactic Empire or Rebel Scum. And he'll recognize whether you're allied with him or against him and tell you to enter or tell you to leave the room with authentic Vader phrases. But I'm kind of getting ahead of myself. But I'm very excited about these scales, so I wanted to give a little bit of an upfront. So 20-inch, ultimate value, the new gold standard in action figure play. You can't get more for your money with that. 31-inch, the ultimate gift. And at 48, it's my action figure, my roommate. That's what Jakks is really bringing to the market that no other toy company is. So as we move past Michelangelo, the other large-scale Jakks figure is Jakks Monsters, and our premiere is Godzilla. He's been on shelf for over a year now. This is from the 2014 film. He is still selling like gangbusters. That is the ultimate Godzilla toy that literally I think has probably been made especially for the price point of $50 SRP. He's got multiple points of articulation. His tail moves in 4 different ways. His arms, his wrists, his jaw is articulated. He's an amazing figure, and also another way the Jakks large-scale figures play at market. From there, we've got our Power Rangers with the new Dino Charge features at both a 31 and 20-inch scale. The DC Superheroes, a brand that I've been on much in the past, those are also available in the 31-inch and the 20-inch line. You're going to see a lot more of those coming. I think by Comic-Con, we'll be ready to show the next wave. And we're definitely looking at bringing some of the most iconic versions of the characters out there, not just the ones that are current in the comic books, but the ones that moms and kids know from heritage and from growing up with this brand. Plus, there's a couple new DC movies on the horizon, and you can bet we're definitely going to be supporting those in these huge, giant scales from Jakks. Again, you cannot get more value. All right, wrapping around the wall, it brings us to a galaxy far, far away. Star Wars, you know it, you love it. It's the bread and butter of pretty much almost any toy line, and Jakks is so excited to have a piece of the Star Wars property in, again, our 20-inch, our 31, and now introducing our 48-inch colossal Darth Vader room guard. These things are quite literally the biggest thing to come to the toy industry in years. A lot of our 31-inch figures are on display, everything from the Inquisitor from Star Wars Rebels on Disney XD, to classic Stormtroopers, Clone Troopers, Luke and Han in Stormtrooper disguise, available only at Toys R Us, and our definitive Darth Vader in 31 with that great "I am your father" pose that he can swivel with the arm and wrist. Articulated just like any other standard figure, but in giant 31-inch scale. Moving from that, our 20-inch line. Here's where you're getting your variety. This is where you're going to get your selection. And again, we don't expect collectors to get into this line unless you're getting all in. And we're going to fulfill that promise. This isn't just a one-off. It's not like we're doing Greedo and getting out of town. The goal is to deliver a complete Star Wars universe in 20-inch scale for the ultimate collector. You're going to see a lot of variety rolling out over the next couple years in this 20-inch scale. You're going to see removable accessories. You're going to see soft goods. You're going to see huge amount of detail. You can see Bosk, one of our new figures out there. I think he's got more deco and more detail than any other figure. You can definitely see the direction this line is going. It really is still, I don't want to say in its infancy, but it's still young. And it has a lot of growth potential, and there is so much future behind this with so many characters as well as all the new entertainment. You see new characters out there, Greedo, Jedi Luke, who does have a lightsaber with a removable blade. The hilt does click onto his belt. It just didn't make the show, as well as Bosk's gun. They're probably sitting on my desk as we speak, wondering why they're not here at the show. But I do assure you, Luke does have his hilt with a blade that snaps in and it clicks right to his belt, just like in Return of the Jedi. Let's see, and before I get to the 48, there's also a 20-inch Sand Trooper there. Now that is a very special figure. That is, we can't announce all the details yet, but that you will see is a very, very plussed up figure. Not only in terms of deco, but as far as piece count with the removable backpack, the pauldron, he's got the squad leader, he's got the Imperial blaster that's made of die-cast metal. So you're going to see our 20-inch line not only having the main guys at retail for kids and moms, but for those of you who've kind of followed what I've done the past 9 years in the toy industry, there's ways to get product out there for collectors with this heavy amount of detail and with the character selection that a collector line can do. And the 20-inch is set up to start delivering that. Everyone knows the toy industry works about 2 years in advance. So it's going to be a little bit of a slow rev up, but we're going to get there. And once we're cooking, wow, you are going to see a lot of releases, both in the kid scales at retail and the plussed up collector versions that are plussed up in terms of deco, character selection, meaning deep character selection, as far as accessories, piece count, materials, all of the things you come to expect from a collector line, we'll be able to deliver with the 20-inch. Standing proudly above and beyond all those 20-inch figures there, on the far right you see, as I mentioned earlier, our 48-inch Darth Vader colossal scale. That is not a statue, that is not a prop made for Toy Fair, that is a product you are going to be able to purchase this fall at retail. It's going to be a room guard, so you'll be able to set it for Rebel Alliance, Galactic Empire, and he's going to tell you whether or not you can enter the room or you better get the heck out and kick some Sith. So really, you can't, it's going to replace a lamp or an end table in your room, as I said earlier, but it is the ultimate expression of your love for Darth Vader, and it's only the beginning of our entry into the 48-inch colossal scale that's done so successful with Ninja Turtles. Which, if I haven't mentioned, there's more Ninja Turtles coming too. It's not just Michelangelo. So obviously we didn't just tool up that body just to do one of the Ninja Turtles. Hopefully by Comic-Con we'll be able to announce future offerings for both 48 in Star Wars, Ninja Turtle, and maybe even some other brands in 48. We love these big figures. Wrapping up our collector wall there, you see some of our girls' product. I have a target audience at home who enjoys those, and for those of you who do as well, those of you who have wives, girlfriends, are wives and girlfriends, or just love or are huge doll collectors, Jakks is really proud to offer some of the ultimate versions of the Disney Princess in the Princess and Me collection. These are high-end value dolls, all with beautiful dresses, sculpts, hair, accessories, crowns, shoes, the whole 9 yards. It's really the ultimate high-end doll for your Disney Princess collector. You'll also see our Disney Fairies collection. All of the fairy movies are available on Netflix. There's 5 of them in the series so far, with another coming out this fall. All the fairies in the line are available from Jakks in both deluxe and standard executions. They have removable wings, they have snap-off dresses, they have accessories, they have shoes. All the beauty of Tink and her friends. You get Periwinkle, you get Rosetta. Yes, I know all the princess fairies too. Like I said, I have a target audience at home. But the Disney Fairies are beautiful, beautiful dolls, and if you are a fan of the Disney Fairies and the Disney Princesses, the Jakks lines is the ultimate way to collect them and grow your doll collection. Last, we have our Disney Elsa the sing-along Snow Globe Elsa, who comes with Olaf. She has an amazing light-up feature, and she sings the entire Let It Go song along with you, or your daughter, or your son, or your mom, or your sister. A great experience. This was one of the best-selling toys in the entire industry this year. Jakks has garnered a huge number of awards simply because of that one single toy. Snow Globe Elsa's flying off the shelf. If you haven't picked one up, it is an amazing, amazing interactive toy, and I highly suggest you check it out. Available wherever fine Jakks toys are sold. That pretty much concludes the walk around of what you see in the room here. I am more than happy to take your questions now, as well as do one-on-one interviews throughout the day. Anyone have anything immediate I can answer? Sir?
World of Nintendo, are you able to, if you should get to, say, Smash Brothers, because that pretty much encompasses the entire world of Nintendo. It does include characters like Pac-Man, Mega Man that aren't actually Nintendo characters, but are licensed for that game.
The question is Smash Brothers. Can we do the characters that are not, like Sonic the Hedgehog and Pac-Man? The answer is actually Smash Brothers is one Nintendo game that we actually are not able to include at this time. A big reason because that's the focus of the Amiibo product. That's amazing, and we want to work with Nintendo and partner with them and not put out duplicate product. So if you're a big fan of Smash Brothers, that's where you're going to go for your product. We will have product based on the original Nintendo games. Literally, Smash Brothers, I think, is one of the only ones that respectfully were not entering the line in quite yet. Yes, question in the back.
Yeah, a couple of questions. With regards to the 20-inch line with Bosk,
yes.
You're going to be fixing up his neck, raising his head a little bit?
Bosk. The question is, Bosk had an accident last night. Okay. A sign fell on him, and part of his neck piece actually snapped. That is a prototype, a very, very handmade prototype. Obviously, yes, his neck will be fixed. That was an accident that happened at 9 o'clock last night. I apologize. He's not up to photo ready. But yes, his neck will, and the little flight suit piece, the red piece will go fully around. His head will fit on correctly. He will come with his blaster. It's a prototype, and I sincerely apologize. There's a small nick.
Just two more quick questions. Will we be seeing the other bounty hunters in the series?
The question is, will we be seeing the other bounty hunters in the 20-inch series? While we can't announce any specific figures, I think pretty much you're getting the impression that we want to build out this line. And obviously the bounty hunters are hugely popular, especially with collectors. And when you see figures like the Sand Trooper, Troop Leader there, you can tell that we're really aimed at digging deep and with the character selection. So hang on, more is to come.
Okay, and then the final question is, we're 61 days out of the Star Wars Celebration in Anaheim. And obviously you're leading with the Snow Trooper. Will we be getting a Jakks Pacific exclusive Star Wars Celebration?
At Celebration. I can confirm Jakks will be at Celebration. I will be there, probably doing the same thing I'm doing right now. We're looking at exclusives for the show. We can't fully announce that right now. I know that we definitely will have items at San Diego. Whether one of them can be ready in time for Celebration, it really, like I said, we work 2 years in advance. I came to Jakks about 6 months ago. We've been kind of scrambling to catch up. We would love to have an exclusive at Celebration. I'm just not. I haven't signed on the dotted line yet to guarantee that, but it's the goal. We just can't 100%. But at the other conventions this year, if it doesn't make Celebration, San Diego. But we'll be there with a booth, ready to show off new stuff. Yes.
What kind of price point are we talking about here with the 48-inch line scale here moving forward? We're trying to get that in on there.
Of course, it's $99.
$99?
Yep, so the price points are basically the 20-inch are 20, the 31-inch are 30, and the 48, this year the Ninja Turtle was 70, but actually he was last year. So this year with the Vader, especially because of the electronics, it's going to go up to 99. Yes?
Will we be seeing any Star Wars Episode 7 figures in the 20-inch line?
I can't comment specifically on this rumored movie, Star Wars Episode 7, but we have been announced as a partner, and I think you can assume that a lot of the product you see will continue, but I can't give any specifics. I can't talk about Episode 7, or I will be shot by Lord Vader. But very excited, and as a fan, oh my god, we get more Star Wars movies? Like, what the hell? Never saw that one coming, but so glad. Any other questions? Questions? All right. Well, that was easy. I guess I explained everything well. I'll take that to a credit. I will be here all day. I love the toy industry. I love all of you guys. I love doing collector stuff like this. It's so important to Jakks. We want to hear your feedback because we're making these toys for you guys. And if we're not delivering what you want, let us know. Because there's really no point in spinning our wheels and making all these toys if it's not delivering what you want. Whether it's the world of Nintendo, the world of Star Wars, or Disney fairies, we're so proud of the product we put out, and we want you to be interested in it too. So give us your feedback. Go to jakks.com. We're actually working on seeing if we can get things like some fan forums and that kind of stuff rocking on there to really interact. That should be coming hopefully down the pipe not too long. It's a whole new time for Jakks and Collector. This event, I think, kicks things off. We will see you at Celebration. We will see you at San Diego Comic-Con this summer. And we'll see you at the rest of Toy Fair 2015. Thank you guys for coming. Have some coffee. The format tonight it's evolved very much so. It's often been quite small scale, so we have things like 2 microphones. So this is where you're going to get the most variety. And it's really going to display.
I'm sorry. I remember what, but it was a great little thing about it that I was on, he's going to the back of the night all of a sudden. In the middle of the night. So they've done it before, and I don't know. It's impressive. I don't know, the whole 48 days long, like, I would say market for it, but actually no change. Exactly.